Yes, brother. What's up, brother? You know this, brother. 2-3 years Dagestan and forget I'm going to be JDM UFC 322. But before I get to talking, brother, I go tell you key to victory. You know this, brother. What's up, everybody? And I'm going to be talking about Islam Makhachev's keys to victory at UFC 322 as he takes on JDM for the welterweight title. He vacated his lightweight title, moved up to 170, and he looks pretty bulky in his 170-pound photos, the photo shoot that came out. So we're gonna see. But first, I'm gonna give you guys some keys to look out for. Maybe Islam implements some of these things in his training camp and in the fight with JDM to have some success. As we start with key number one, obviously, it's the grappling. Yes, brother. You know this, brother. I come 2-3 years Dagestan, brother. Forget, brother. You become great wrestler, brother. Great wrestler, brother. Good grappling, brother. Great. His grappling and his wrestling is S tier. It's amazing. He's dominating folks at lightweight and making it look really easy. And he's very big for the division. He cuts a lot of weight. He's very tall as well. I think he's like 5'11". So he's a tall guy, right, and a big guy, and he uses his grappling in a way that's just so heavy on top, downward pressure, and is able to just hold these guys down who aren't ready for his wrestling at all. I think, obviously, you're going up against a striker, primarily in JDM, and you have another thing that you can take advantage of, which is you have wrestling and he does not have wrestling. Maybe not. He probably has wrestling in his background, but it's not as good as yours. So you have that advantage, and I definitely will see Islam take the fight to JDM in the grappling and wrestling. He has to make this somewhat of a grappling wrestling match. Get up against the cage, really grind it out with JDM until it becomes really easy, and then potentially get a sub later in the fight. So we're gonna see if Islam Makhachev could use that grappling to his advantage, which I think he can get his grappling off. I mean, he's one of the best grapplers in the sport. I don't see why he can't get his grappling off. So we'll see. But this is obviously a key for him. The wrestle, brother. It's a key. And then we have the kicks. I don't think people talk about Islam Makhachev's kicks enough, but I love his kicks. The rear leg kick, the outside kicks to the legs, the teep kicks to the body, the kicks to the body, the roundhouses upstairs from the left foot. It's fantastic. I love watching Islam Makhachev kick. I think he has some of the most dangerous kicks in the game, and he uses them very effectively, and he's able to get knockouts. I mean, what he can't do with his hands, he uses his feet. And JDM, yeah, he does keep a tight guard. If he's going to absorb a kick, he's going to absorb it right here on the forearm, which what happened was in the Gilbert Burns fight, he broke his arm that way, right? Because, he blocked the kick with his forearm. I think the kick was to the body, and it pretty much broke his forearm, right in half. And I think Islam can do the same exact thing. If he sees JDM, kind of just moving back and forth with that tight guard, just start slamming kicks. Start slamming kicks into JDM's arms, right? Wear him out, get him tired, right? And potentially you could break his arm, right? Because it's shown that, he was able to have his arm broken against Gilbert Burns with a kick. So why not try that strategy out again? And kicking also gives JDM something else to worry about other than the hands, right? You want to be as multidimensional as you can when you're fighting anybody. And also when you're fighting JDM, you don't want to get one-dimensional with your striking. You want to be able to diversify your portfolio when it comes to your striking. And then that can lead to the grappling, and then that can also lead to the wrestling as well for Islam Makhachev. But I think his kicks are going to be a decent setup to getting where he wants JDM to be, which is primarily on the fence, so that he can get his grappling off. But I think his kicks are dangerous just as is, because, I mean, just look at how painful. Look at that body kick. That's a perfect placement. Look at that head kick he landed on Volk. And this is a great high kick, right? And that's how kind of JDM blocks right there. He kind of blocks with his forearms, as you're supposed to, right? So the kick's going to land, but it'll land right here. It'll land right here, foot around the guard. That's a great weapon that I think Islam Makhachev should utilize heavy, and I think he should utilize it a lot. And here we go with key number 3. It's pressure on the feet. Oh, what happened? Hold on. There we go. It's pressure on the feet to then turn into wrestling and also the cardio. Islam Makhachev, I don't want to see Islam Makhachev taking a back step in this fight. Respectfully. Just as I said what JDM should do, Islam should do. He should try to cut off the cage. He should get in JDM's face. It should get in JDM's face and make this a dogfight, right? Get in there, mix up his grappling, get him up against the cage, shoot from the outside, get it on the hips, right? Really run the pipe and try to just get some control, get some shots off, get some knees in the clinch, right? Things of that nature. And that also wears on the gas tank of JDM because he is getting controlled. Islam's the one doing the controlling. And I think Islam's cardio when it comes to grappling is amazing. I think he can grapple very effectively and keep that pace as far as, not as much as others can, right? Not many people can keep up with the cardio and the pace when it comes to grappling of Islam Makhachev. So if he puts the pressure on the feet, it could then lead to his wrestling. Are you getting this, guys? Everything leads to wrestling for Islam Makhachev, right? Wherever Makhachev is going to be on the feet, whatever he does on the feet should have steps or progress towards getting the fight to the ground or getting the fight up against the cage, really trying to work the clinch, trying to, trying to get, I'm blanking on the words, but trying to wrap his arms around JDM's hips, trying to get him to the ground, get a single leg, double leg, and just really try to wear on JDM because JDM is a striker. Try to wear on him in the grappling so that, potentially striking becomes easier, right? Because now JDM's been more tired, right? Obviously, you kind of still don't want to be there, but it makes things a whole lot easier when you are able to dominate a whole other section of the fight. There you go. And I think that is going to be a real big key for Islam Makhachev in this fight. I truly believe that Islam has a really good chance of winning this fight. And, he's dominant. A lot of people love Islam Makhachev, and they think he's going to dominate this fight. I think it's closer to a 50-50 than a lot of people think. But I do think Islam has a really good shot if he could just implement these 3 keys that I have. I don't think Islam's going to see this, but if he does, Islam, grappling brother, wrestling brother, and the kicks, don't shy away from kicking JDM. I want to see him throw at least 10 kicks around. Right? And that may drain on the gas tank too, but I think Islam has the capability to throw 10 kicks around. And then pressure on the feet leading into the wrestling, which then entails that he is going to have the cardio to be able to pressure JDM backwards, not take a back step, and really that gives him an advantage in shooting takedowns and getting to the hips and getting a body lock and potentially getting this fight to the ground where he knows that he is superior. So there you have it. Those are the keys to success, the keys to victory for Islam Makhachev. Thank you guys for watching. I'm going to be coming out with my official prediction for this fight on Thursday night. So if you guys are interested in that, thank you. Subscribe to the channel, like the video. And as always, I'm going to be also at UFC 322 live. So that's going to be pretty cool. Very excited for that. And I get to see these two boys duke it out in the octagon. This is one of the biggest fights of the year. And I'm just excited to be a part of it in any way, shape, or form. So thank you guys so much for watching. And as always, take it easy.